I'm Rachael Lindsay, and this is Snorrie Magnus. He's very special because he has two heads. This one is Magnus, and this one is Snorrie. And this is their little friend, Herpert the frog. They turn up at Hildy and Holmes' doorstep one day saying they have rescued Die Flamme Blue, and it has been the quest of Snorrie Magnus. This is where it sort of all starts. They've arrived at the castle of the King of Trolls, and something is wrong. Between mopping up her tears and pummeling the bread dough, Buzzler, the castle cook, explained the reason for her anguish. She appreciated the kind sympathy Snorrie Magnus offered, and just had to tell someone that this was not a normal day. Far from it. A normal day would hear her singing her way through her sausage making. A normal day would see her happy in her honey pots. A normal day would ring with her laughter as she licked at ladles, slurped on sauces and tested her toffees. However, today was different. The king had woken up to find he could not speak. The king could not shout. The king could not talk. The king could not even whisper. He could not tra-la-la in the bath. He could not mutter under his breath. He could not request politely. He could not bellow. He could not give orders to any elfin servant or chat with his troll queen over breakfast. He could neither discuss matters of state with his troll advisors, nor demand to know why there was no marmalade on the table. This had never been known before. It was a complete disaster. The king could not command. He could not rule. If the troll king lost his speech, he lost his power. Snorrie Magnus was alarmed. He understood now why Buzzler was so flummoxed, and why the flag had been lowered to half-mast. This was a serious situation. The king had always been in control. He was both wise and fair, just and exacting. He accepted no fools, listened to his advisers, and would pronounce judgment, ruling with a clever mind and a kind heart. All trolls had the greatest respect for him. "Nay, es verished badly for Kingor," Magnus muttered as he listened to Buzzler. Hor happening." Buzzler shook her head. Nobody knew how it had happened. All that was known was that the king had retired to his velvet bed shortly after a secret meeting, which had been held in a chamber just off the great throne room. He had refused his honey-milk nightcap, and had appeared agitated, and he had waved away the queen and his servants, wanting to be alone. No one knew with whom he had met or what the meeting was about. In the morning, the king had risen early, as he always did, stepped into his bubbly bath, as he always did, floated his yellow ducky, as he always did, opened his mouth to sing, as he always did, and found, to his dismay, he could not utter a note. He tried to call for assistance, but he couldn't, and after much kerfuffle, he had gone back to his velvet bed with an attack of the vapours. Buzzler's tale of woe was interrupted by the loud clanging of the castle gong. The deep, solemn tones were calling the king's advisers together and would not be denied. There was a pattering sound of quick footfalls and the rustling of cloaks as troll elders scurried together inside the meeting chamber. The heavy door groaned as the last to enter pushed it shut and turned a rusty key in the lock. The final clang of the gong echoed through the passages and hallways, and then all fell eerily quiet. Everyone listened, but nothing more was heard. How can Snorrie Magnus help the King of Trolls? This is a real problem.